What? What did you say?
I told you that my mother will be living with us from next month. My sister will also be coming with her, so make sure you take care of both of them.
I was stunned. They would probably bully me and make me work like a slave. So, I decided to come up with a plan.
Wait a minute.
Why is the house empty?
That's because everything in this house belonged to me. My name is Abigail, and I am a 35-year-old office worker. I have been married to my husband Andrew for a year. We met through a mutual friend. I like drinking alcohol and often go out drinking with friends who also like to drink. One day, I met Andrew at a drinking party through a friend. While we were drinking, Andrew came to the same bar and we started drinking together. We exchanged contact information and started drinking with a group of people and eventually started seeing each other alone. Andrew is the type of person who comes on strong, and I like that kind of person who pulls me along. So, I thought it was good to be dating him at that time. After that, we continued our relationship smoothly, and I think it was about a year later when he proposed to me. Andrew said, "I can't live without you in my life from now on. I want you to support me by my side forever. Please marry me," he said and gave me a ring. Of course, my answer was yes. I was a little late to get married on average for my age, and even considering having children, it was just in time. Besides, I loved him so much that I accepted his proposal. So we got married. However, there was something that bothered me a little when we got married. It was about his parents' house. We went to each other's houses to greet each other before we got married. Greetings to my parents ended without any problems. They didn't oppose it, and they said they would support us if we were happy with each other. But the problem was when we went to his parents' house.
What? Are you 35 years old? You're quite an old lady.
Yes, really. You're too old for your first marriage. Are you hiding that you're divorced?
Despite being the first time we met, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law said such things. I couldn't believe my ears. Would they say such a thing to someone they met for the first time, especially to their son's or brother's fiancé? And what surprised me was that neither my husband nor my father-in-law tried to stop their terrible remarks. I thought it was okay for my father-in-law not to protect me because it was our first meeting, but I thought my husband should protect his wife since he was going to marry me. That was the first time I was disappointed in him. But I didn't feel like giving up on marriage. I still liked him at that time. But now I regret that I didn't make the decision to stop the marriage here. Even at the meeting of both families, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law said rude things. I was very angry because they said rude things not only to me but also to my parents. I thought I would try not to have anything to do with my in-laws as much as possible after I got married. Then we had a wedding ceremony and started our newlywed life. There were many concerns, but I thought I could finally spend happy days. That's what I thought. However, the newlywed life was completely different from what I had imagined.
I can't do housework, so I leave everything to Abigail.
What? But I'm working too. At least I want you to do some cleaning and laundry.
Oh. No way. Besides, isn't that something a husband shouldn't do?
What? As soon as we got married, my husband started pushing all the housework onto me. When we were dating, I thought he was a much kinder person, but after we got married, that kindness disappeared.
Hey, is dinner ready yet?
Just wait a minute, I'm making it now.
I'm starving. Normally, you make something ahead of time or prepare it in the morning, don't you?
Even though he doesn't make anything himself, he says things like that. If that's the case, you should make it since you come home earlier than I do. I was so angry that I said that. Then my husband got angry.
Huh? I told you I can't cook. And I've already told you before, housework is the wife's job. How many times do I have to tell you? You're so stupid.
My husband berated me like that. It's frustrating to have his values forced on me and to be called stupid. After we got married, my husband started behaving terribly, as if he had changed completely, and I was shaken. Or maybe this was his true nature all along. After that, my husband continued to behave like a typical male chauvinist.
Why did you take a bath before me?
What? You were playing games.
I was just about to finish, so I was going to take a bath. But you got in first and I couldn't get in. Don't take a bath until I do.
Then you should have taken a bath earlier.
What? That's my business. Let me take a bath when it's convenient for me.
I want to return those words exactly as I was said. It's too unreasonable. I never intended to let my husband do whatever he wanted. I want to take a bath when I feel like it.
What? You're the worst wife ever.
Well, you're the worst husband too.
What? You're so cheeky.
Well, if you want me to respect you and want to follow you, why don't you do things that make me feel that way? Well, people like that help with housework and don't try to restrict their partner's behavior.
Enough. I can't talk to you anymore.
Saying that, my husband went to his room. It's my line that we can't communicate. After that, we fought for a while. We stopped talking altogether, and silent days continued. In the midst of all this, my husband finally spoke up.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
So, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Can you do my share of the housework?
While we were fighting, I only did my own housework and didn't do any of my husband's. I did all the laundry, cleaning, and cooking for myself. At first, my husband was stubborn, but gradually things got harder for him because I wasn't doing anything. He didn't have any shirts to wear to work, the room was getting dirtier, and he was getting tired of hamburgers. His dissatisfaction with me grew as I didn't do any housework. That's why he finally apologized to me. Finally, you understand now? You were able to live comfortably because I did all the housework and supported you. From now on, don't act like a male chauvinist.
Oh, okay.
It seems that my husband finally understood after experiencing that. After that, he didn't complain about my housework. However, he didn't help or do it himself either. For a while, my husband was quiet, so we spent peaceful and calm days. But one day, a problem occurred. It was when we participated in a gathering at my parents-in-law's house for the first time since we got married.
Are Andrew and Abigail living a proper married life? Is Abigail doing her housework properly?
My mother-in-law asked me that, so I answered, yes, I'm doing all the housework. Then my mother-in-law said,
What kind of way is that to say it?
And attacked me. Huh?
Didn't you say something discontentedly?
No, that wasn't my intention. I was troubled, and my sister-in-law joined in to support my mother-in-law.
I thought so too. Do you have any hostility towards my mother?
No, not at all. Why would you think that?
Eek, scary.
This time, she had an exaggerated reaction to me. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law took an annoying attitude towards me for some reason. Then my husband joined in and blamed me.
Abigail is always so aggressive. I'm having trouble because she's angry about everything.
Oh, really? You're so cheeky for a daughter-in-law.
We have to educate her, don't we?
My sister-in-law and mother-in-law said that and said they would come to our house to check on us. It's not a joke. I don't want them to do that. It's okay. We have our own way of being a couple.
It's not working properly, so we're going to go.
Yeah, you're so stupid.
These people are really annoying. And even though my sister-in-law and mother-in-law are saying such things, my father-in-law doesn't try to stop them at all. I was angry with my father-in-law's laissez-faire attitude. That's how the first gathering at my parents-in-law's house ended. Hey, why did you say that? Your mother and sister are getting carried away.
Huh. But it's the truth. You've been complaining about little things.
What's that supposed to mean? I was increasingly disillusioned with my husband. Then on holidays, my sister-in-law and mother-in-law started coming to our house regularly. Every time they came, they complained about my housework, which was really tiring. Even though it was a holiday, my heart and body couldn't rest. Moreover, when they came to the house, they demanded things like wanting to eat this, so it took time and effort, and it cost money for food. My husband has gained the support of his mother and sister and has started to get carried away again, and I was gradually reaching my limit. And I began to notice that my husband was hiding something. In the midst of all this, my husband said something outrageous.
I'm going to live with my mother starting next month.
What? What did you just say?
So, I'm saying that I'm going to live with my mother from next month. My sister said she's coming too, so take care of both of them properly.
I was stunned. Wait a minute. Why are you deciding that on your own?
My father is going to be hospitalized.
What? Hospitalized?
Yeah, so my father did all the cooking and cleaning, so my mother and sister are having trouble too.
What? I was shocked by the fact. I never thought that my father-in-law did all the housework. No, more than that, it's impossible for my mother-in-law and sister-in-law to come here. Those two will surely bully me and treat me like a slave. So I decided to come up with a certain strategy and execute it. I asked my parents for help in executing the plan.
Why are Abigail's parents here?
Oh, sorry, I took them without asking. Actually, the daughter of the president who my father is indebted to is getting married, and my parents are going to attend the wedding. So they're staying here.
Really?
If you're worried, why don't you go back to your parents' house? You won't be able to calm down here.
Okay. I'll do that.
After having that conversation with me in the room, my husband immediately returned to his parents' house. After seeing him off, I immediately moved my luggage into the car with my parents. Then, I had a recycling shop dealer who I had requested beforehand come and appraise the furniture and appliances, and sold them and had them taken away immediately. Now, there is nothing in this room except for my husband's belongings. I left a completed divorce form on the floor and left with my parents. 2 days later, my parents-in-law called.
Wait a minute.
Why is the house empty?
My mother-in-law and sister-in-law were in a state of panic. And my husband was also panicking, saying,
"Why are we getting divorced?"
I calmly told them, I sold the furniture and appliances.
Why did you do that on your own?
Because they're all mine.
What?
Everything in the house was bought by me.
Don't be ridiculous. You're being supported by Andrew. Don't lie.
Well, whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. I can prove it.
Hey, Abigail. Why are we getting divorced?
That's because you've disappointed me so many times. You act like a male chauvinist, side with your mother and sister to berate me, and even decide to live together without my consent. That's unacceptable.
Hey. What's wrong with valuing family?
If that's the case, why don't you value your family by yourself alone? Well, I don't think you have the luxury of valuing family since you're unemployed.
Why are you saying that?
Wait a minute. Andrew, what does unemployed mean?
I didn't hear that.
I thought it was strange that he always came home early. So I caught up with his boss at the company where he worked and found out that he quit because he didn't like being scolded for making mistakes repeatedly.
Oh, my.
Moreover, that was 3 months ago. He's been lying to me all this time. I don't want to continue my married life with someone like that. So I'm returning your son who is not good enough. By the way, the rental room is in my husband's name, so please pay the rent properly. Well, since my husband is unemployed, he can't pay and will be kicked out and have to return to his parents' house.
That's ridiculous. Abigail, help me.
Yeah, who will do the housework if you're not here?
Yeah, didn't you love me?
Stop relying on me conveniently like that. I'll file for divorce even if I have to go to court. Let's communicate through lawyers. I said that and hung up the phone. After that, I divorced my husband through a lawyer. It seems that my ex-husband and his family returned to their parents' house reluctantly. However, they were hit by further misfortune. It seems that my ex-father-in-law had an affair with a nurse while he was hospitalized. My ex-father-in-law himself had considerable assets, and the nurse who aimed for that money tempted him. As a result, the ex-mother-in-law was divorced and the ex-mother-in-law and ex-sister-in-law were apparently kicked out of their house. They received compensation, but the ex-sister-in-law and ex-husband are unemployed. So the three of them live in an apartment, but they quickly run out of money and are in a poor state. Currently, all of them are working part-time jobs and barely making ends meet. It's really ironic, or rather, they brought it upon themselves. On the other hand, I returned to my parents' house and worked hard as a company employee. Recently, I got a raise, so I'm going to save money and accumulate assets while I can. How was this story? Please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.